So, welcome, Blessed Tribe. I just wanted to jump on this morning and talk about accountability. So, me personally, I've just been taking a lot of inventory. I'm just in a building phase in life. And at the age of 32, I'm just elevating. I'm just, becoming a deeper involved parent. I've been reading the Conscious Parent book, and it's really been elevating my life and helping my life improve as far as being a parent. And it's making me have more accountability where I thought it would be giving me the ABCD order of like how to improve parenting, dealing with temper tantrums, and dealing with having a stepdaughter. I call her my bonus daughter. All of those things create challenges in our lives. So I've been kind of just in deep study of trying to improve those relationships in my life, trying to see how I can improve being a better mother, because that's really an important role in my life. Being a mom, being an influencer, being a role model of positive behavior, I really take that serious. So I've been doing some studying, and in the midst of that, like within the last, I guess, 3 months, I have just been faced with heavy accountability. And not just with me, just when I go to the grocery store, people are complaining about things and problems that they created. When I am speaking with people in the everyday world, I'm just listening to a lot of things, and a lot of people, including me, and I'm pretty sure you, have things in your life that you created or that you could prevent. So I come from a background of nutrition education and the education field in general. And one thing we discuss a lot is preventative care. Preventative care, preventative care. A lot of things is preventable. A lot of diseases, heart attacks, a lot of obesity, overweight, high blood pressure, heart disease, things like that. A lot of these things can be prevented if you take the precautions prior to it becoming a big issue in your life. So I've just been making a connection, as London tell me, that when we take accountability for our life just doesn't continue to happen to us. We are active participant in our lives. And the more that we become active participants as far as taking accountability, this happened because I refused to do this. And a few days ago, I made a video about obedience, and I saw that it got, some people, it ruffled a little feathers. And I'm okay with that, because I would rather ruffle your feathers than sit here and just have on a pretty face and, beautiful hair and things like that, and then tell you things that's not going to enhance your life. So kudos to the people who feathers got ruffled with that obedience video, because it ruffled my feathers, and I was a very leery about sharing it because it was a personal matter. But what better way to make an impact in the world except be personable, because all I could be is myself. And the more that you embrace being yourself, taking accountability for the things that have happened in your life that you could have prevented, or you could have done it a different way. Hindsight is always 2020. But whatever happens, just take accountability. Don't say, oh, for example, all of my relationships in my life are toxic. I just keep attracting toxic people. You are in control. The person watching this video, Jess, we are in control of who we talk to on a daily basis. If somebody is treating you poorly, make the connection that you can get away from that person. You can make a decision to never speak to that person another day in your life except hello and bye-bye. And you cannot, sometimes you can use nonverbal language. I do this number all the time. You don't got to say nothing. You acknowledge the person, and it's not being rude. Somebody say good morning. If God tell you to keep your lips closed and don't speak to that person, you can do a lot of different things, and it may come off as very rude, but you have to be obedient to the core inner you, because nobody is going to protect that spirit person like you. You are in control of the windows into your heart. So you have to make sure that you are putting those boundaries up and saying, no, you are not going to be allowed to treat me that way. That's taking accountability. That's being an active participant in your life to make sure that you and your spirit man are happy and at peace and at rest, so that you can do the things that God tell you to do each and every day. Like, be a good role model for your kids. Don't fuss and fight and cuss in front of your kids. Things like that. But if you're so boggled up with everything else going on, and life is just happening to you, people just bringing you food and you don't really enjoy it, people are just giving you the scraps that's on the table, and you're saying, oh, that's enough for me because it has been for my grandma, her grandma, and your mother. No, the cycle stops with you, the person watching this video. And sometimes you have to get a little, have like a little authority, because dealing with generational things that has held the family down for generations and generations and hundreds of years, you're not going to be able to face that thing passive. Oh, thank you so much just for that little bit of stuff that you're trying to offer me. Thank you so much for that little bit of respect and vulnerability you're trying to give me, and inhumane treatment, things like that. You can no longer just sit back and allow these things to happen to you. You have to put up some barriers. Stop. Let's revisit this conversation. How can we both mutually benefit from what's happening? If the other person that you're dealing with is just taking and taking and taking, and they're not bringing 50% or at least, half of whatever you're bringing, what they're capable of doing at that time. And you will know, you have that inner spirit person, that intuition, where if, somebody's doing their absolute best and it may only be 45%, your partner, your loved ones, when they are giving all that they can to a situation, the same energy that you're bringing. Make sure that you keep relationships in your life mutual, so that you can feel like you're having an active relationship with someone. You're not just, allowing things in life to happen. When your bills get behind, that means that you have failed. I know a quote TD Jakes said he tell his kids. Sarah Jakes, she shared it, and it was, don't buy what you want and beg for what you need. Do not buy what you want and beg for what you need. That stuck with me because I have been like a budgeter my entire life. So that just resonated with me, to let me know somebody of an elder who is wise, who shared that with his children. So even if your biological parents didn't share wealth of knowledge with you, it's other people just like TD Jakes, who's an elder, who's an influencer in the kingdom and in the world, who shared that with his kids. And they went on as adults to share with other people like you and I. So far as just, not having enough money to balance everything out, you're in control of how many times you swipe that card. You're in control of how many withdrawals or how many new pairs of pants and shirts and makeup and all of this stuff that you purchase. You're in control of all that. So don't sit back and continue to say, these things happen to me. You're not a victim in that way with things that you can prevent. So things that you can prevent, some things happen to us. They come like hailstorms. We don't know that they're coming. But a lot of things don't accumulate or don't happen overnight. It is a buildup, a stacking stone of things that has happened over a long period of time. So don't continue to sit back and say, these things happen to me. Budget your money, budget your energy that you give out to other people, so that you don't feel sorrow and burnt out at the end of the day because you've overgave and overcompensated for people that you thought loved you and you thought cared about you. Les Brown said, when you tell somebody your problems, some of them is just so happy that it isn't them, and the other half don't really care. So when you're facing with something, try to make sure that you handle your business. Sometimes you may have to hang up the phone. You may have to cut the conversation short. You may have to send a text message in a replacement of a conversation. You may have to send an email, or you just may have to go ghost and not say anything for at least 3 days. Give yourself time to respond before you overcommit. All of these things are contributing to your mental health. So stop and dismiss me with all the, oh, this stuff is happening to me. That's how you develop helplessness. Don't continue to allow people to run your life, or allow life just to happen to you, and all of your goals are set aside to help somebody else reach their goals, and you're still empty cup. Your cup is still empty at the end of your day. Try to do things to make sure that you are preventing negative things that you can control in your life from happening. Try to live a more calm, subtle, and peaceful life, And you can create that for yourself, of course, with the help of your Heavenly Father, of course, with learning the laws within the Bible. Like I said, my studying is very elementary. If I'm faced with something such as disobedience, it's hard for us to hear somebody telling us what to do and to actually take heed to it without becoming offended or, disliking something just because it's real. Make sure that you are doing something as simple as, hey, what does God say I'm supposed to do in this situation? Oh, I'm supposed to have compassion. I'm supposed to have love. I'm supposed to walk in authority and I have all confidence. Things like that. You're going to have to continue to keep the word of God on your heart, on your tongue, and on your mind. Do that inventory like I have. Look around and see what conversations are you still hearing? What are people around you still suffering with that's impacting you? And put a little boundary in between that. And I've already said before, this phase in my life, I can't have any fence riders. So if you are family, friends, associates, co-workers, people from the past, relationships from high school, people that I've met, throughout the ministry, if I get my inner spirit tells me that you're a fence rider, meaning that when you see negative things happen into a vessel of God and you don't say anything, when you see something happening to children or, you're hanging around people that are mistreating other people and you're turning a blind eye and you're not saying anything, you are, very inconsistent. 1 minute you over here, the next minute you over there. You say you a person of God and of the kingdom, and then you doing all different types of stuff. Fence riders, people that give you that, I don't know, spirit, push them over there to the left, wish them well, God bless you, and bye-bye. You don't have to be rude. Everything you can do with grace and love, but you have to put some boundaries between people who are stopping you from reaching your destiny. You're fighting battles that have held your family, yourself, your lineage down for hundreds of years. This just isn't, these issues of helplessness just didn't start with you. They started years and years and generations and ancestries ago. So you're going to have to face these things head on. You're not going to be able to be passive. Keep your head down. Let people talk to you crazy. Allow people to just run your life. Have, relationships that's unbalanced, that they're not mutual. You're going to have to speak up for yourself. You're going to have to look stuff dead in the eye, press play, and whatever happens, happens. God is not going to allow anybody that's connected to your journey and your future goals to be disconnected from you. So if having that tough conversation with that loved one, with that, that partner, that friend, that family member, that coworker, if it creates distance between you and that person, or that person walks away, or you decide to walk away, it wasn't meant to be. So don't feel bad when things drop off. I already talked about cutting those umbilical cords. Life is lost when the umbilical cord is cut. Either the baby can survive on its own, or whether the baby can't survive on its own. So the same thing with these relationships. When you start cutting those cords, putting those boundaries in place, saying, no, let me pull you to the side. Let me let you know that that's a trigger for me. I can't be talked to and yelled at like that, because I used to be in an abusive relationship where somebody used to yell at me and it used to scare the living daylights out of me. So don't yell at me when you speak to me. If you can't speak to me like an adult, don't speak to me at all. Or maybe you and I should speak later, at a later date. You understand what I'm saying? So make sure, and the train is coming. I love it. God said, Jessica, you're going too hard this morning. You're going too hard. You're going to have to back up a little bit. And it's going to be just like that train. People going to be running out of your life with the fire of hell attached to them, okay? So allow them to leave. Allow space to happen. Allow grace. When you speak to somebody, you speak to them in a way where it shocks them. Like, wow, this is a person who really loves themselves. This is a person who really is, these boundaries are really important to this individual. And if people really value you, like you value them in return, they're going to say, you know what? I love myself enough to not disrespect you, to not yell at you. I don't want to dishonor myself by dishonoring you. because we should love each other. Everybody should love everybody, and we should treat each other with respect. And I know some of these things that I'm thinking about, may not happen in the everyday world, but at least we can try. Things that we can control. You can be nice to somebody. You can smile at somebody. You can say, hey, you're beautiful. Your energy is beautiful. Your skin is beautiful. These things you can control. So if somebody's being negative, a negative Nancy, you can get away from those people. Very respectfully, though. So I just want to jump on and talk about accountability. And this just was in my heart. I was just like, why are so many people miserable? Why do so many people develop helplessness? Why do so many people make it seem like life just jumped in their lap and all of these problems just happened overnight? No, a lot of things you can control. You can control who you invest with, who you do business with, who you decide to allow to touch your scalp, touch your skin, touch your nails. You can control the food. That was another thing that I thought about too. Like, I can control the food that I put inside my body. If I say I love myself, I have to show myself I love myself in every aspect of my life, not just finances and beauty and with my channel, with everything. Everything is connected. Everyone is connected. So I just wanted to encourage you as I was getting just these inspirations and downloads into my heart today. I thought it would be very valuable to share these with you all because life just doesn't happen. You can take step-by-step actions to improve your life. Everything is not going to change overnight. It didn't take you, 1 year to get in debt. It took you 5 or 6 years or 10 years to get in debt. So it may take you 3 years to get out. But start by making that one step on today. And if anything I said resonated with you, these are all things that I'm dealing with, that I'm going through, that I'm processing through, that I'm studying through. Hit me up for life coaching. I do have my website up and running now, so you guys can book and pay everything right there in the system that I have utilized and pay for each month. I want you guys to take advantage of resources that's right here at your fingertips. If you clicked on this video, it wasn't by chance. It's by divine intervention, and it's time for you to connect with other kingdom members out there who are signing up to be a vessel for God, so that when you speak with me one-on-one, we'll have an hour session together. You're going to be able to feel the spiritual guidance that I'll be able to provide for you. I also have a background in mental health and wellness. So, like I said, everything just doesn't happen by happen chance. You have to kind of do things to put it in order. So I have done that background educational work. If that's something that you're interested in, subscribe. Welcome to the Blessed Tribe. Come back right here tomorrow. I'm going to be right here tomorrow on my soapbox talking about something different to help improve your life, motivate you, and encourage you, and do the same thing for myself as I'm speaking to you. So press play in whatever you're supposed to be doing in the kingdom. And if your heart feel led to speak to me one-on-one, I am a willing vessel of God. And I just wanted to say, God bless, have a great day, and continue to not allow life to happen to you. You take the first step to improve your life and have a better livelihood for you and your family. God bless.